I don't understand how I could be denied for a credit card when my score is 800 and I've always paid on time and never missed a payment. Check out this letter the lender sent. Under reasons for denial, it says, time since account opening is too short. Length of time since most recent account opened is too short. Too many inquiries. Why do we have credit scores if they don't matter to lenders?
Because it's not just about the score anymore. Let's talk about the new credit factor, which has just a 10% impact on your score, but can potentially have the most weight when it comes to lender approval. I'm Cap, and welcome to Screaming Lincoln's Consumer Credit Series. The new credit factor focuses on two primary areas: hard inquiries and new accounts. Checking your own credit report or score doesn't count as a hard inquiry. These inquiries occur when applicants authorize a lender to check the applicant's credit history when they apply for a credit card or loan. Somewhere in the application process will be some verbiage that says you allow the lender to check with as many credit bureaus they require to review your credit history so a decision can be made. If denied or approved, the hard inquiry will remain in the credit history for 24 months. Its impact is usually very low and does not affect the score after 12 months. If approved, then a new account is reported in the credit history. Let's examine how either of these outcomes play into the reasons for denial the lender provided in their rejection letter. The first two will apply if you were recently approved for a credit card. The length of time required varies greatly amongst lenders and can even vary by the credit product offered by the same lender. More lenders are weighing the importance of this with their scoring models as credit card churning has become more mainstream. On a related note, lenders offer huge sign-up bonus offers for credit cards. Consumers' ability to acquire lots of bonuses has been throttled by tweaks and risk models lenders have implemented.
I suppose that's why. I don't understand the first two reasons because they say the same thing, don't they?
It's important to note the subtle difference in wording in the first two reasons. At first glance, it appears they're saying the same thing. Think of it like a Venn diagram. The second reason elaborates on a specific condition within the first reason. It's a subset of conditions within a broader range of conditions. These specific conditions are the driving force behind the nuanced credit models that can generate varying credit scores based on the severity given to these specific conditions as established by the lender. Not every lender gives the same importance to the same conditions. This is why it's common to see varied scores from different lenders when they're using the same scoring model along with the same credit bureau, even if the hard inquiries for each lender were done at the exact same time. All this means is it allows more variance, or some consumers may refer to it as confusion, in the scores generated by lenders when they run a credit check. Getting back to the denial reasons, the last reason will apply regardless if approved or denied. Having too many inquiries is a common denial reason for consumers with excellent credit scores. The approval process is incredibly fast nowadays, as most of the process is entirely automated. Just look at the Apple Card and how quick you can be approved and start making purchases within minutes of applying. Expect more companies to adopt this streamlined approval process in the years to come. However, lenders have always examined other factors beyond a good credit score and take them into account when an applicant submits their information for any type of credit, especially for mortgages. Where it gets confusing is the nuanced approach many lenders have been implementing with their credit scoring models and approval process in recent years. Credit card churners are aware that having a great score no longer guarantees an approval. Lenders have their own unwritten rules, like Chase's 524 rule, which will not approve anyone, regardless of score, once 5 or more credit cards are shown as open in an applicant's credit history over the prior 24 months. These additional obstacles have frustrated many consumers who are simply trying to build an extensive history by acquiring more accounts to add to their credit portfolio. There are two main reasons for opening that many credit cards. One reason is credit card churning to receive sign-up bonuses. The other reason is to get the best rates for big-ticket items, like a home or student loan. For many consumers, a 740 score isn't high enough. The credit score requirement for the most favorable interest rates with some lenders for secured loans, like mortgages, car loans, and student loans, is higher than that. Having lots of credit accounts with timely payments being reported every month is vital for consumers with little to no credit history. This can mean hundreds of payments may need to show in a credit history before the consumer's score comes anywhere near 800. How are they supposed to attain that goal? Sure, they can open a couple cards and wait over 8 years to reach 200 payments reported. Or they can open 5 or 6 cards and hit 200 in less than 3 years. See my video on payment history and how to cheat this important factor of your score to get as many payments reported as quickly as possible in your credit history.
I don't have that problem. I saw your payment history video and have carved my path to an 800 score. The reason I'm concerned is because I was denied with an 800 score. That doesn't sit well with me, given how hard I worked to get here. How do I avoid getting denied?
Keep hard inquiries and new accounts to a minimum.
Okay, well, I would like to get at least a couple sign-up bonuses each year. Will that be a problem?
It could be, especially if you are applying for a home loan. Stay away from signing up for anything for at least 2 years before applying for a home loan. For credit cards, it's way more nuanced. It will depend on the lender's risk model, which credit bureau they use, and any additional criteria they've implemented in their approval process.
So you can't say? Why not just lead with that instead of this 7-minute ramble about this new credit factor?
Because you need perspective when understanding a lender's approval process. They're in the business of making money by managing risk. Lenders implement complex algorithms in their scoring models that analyze tons of consumer data. Knowing what red flags they look for would be helpful before applying for any type of credit. When it comes to new credit, a lender can take an aggressive stance towards credit card churners by overstressing the importance of how long it's been since the most recent account was opened. So an excellent credit score won't matter because a lender will see perhaps you just opened another credit card 1 month prior. Or a lender may tweak their credit model to emphasize the importance of how many accounts were opened over the past 6 months, 12 months, 24 months, or whatever. If you fall outside their acceptable range, guess what? No card for you.
Really wish I would have known this before. Sounds like lenders are free to do what they want when it comes to credit scoring models. How would you handle this if you were just starting out and had no credit history then?
First, let's clarify that lenders are not free to give credit to whoever they want. They are required to adhere to certain laws and credit practices that regulate the credit industry here in the U.S. If you're denied, a lender must provide a reason for denial and which credit bureau provided the credit history information. Second, when starting out, always try piggybacking by becoming an authorized user on someone else's card. If this isn't an option, then there are 2 schools of thought: slow and easy or fast and hard. Slow and easy means take your time. Start with the credit builder loan and allow the payments to accrue. I have a video that goes over how to use credit builder loans to get your credit history started, especially if you have no income or credit history. Near the end of the term, apply for a card with easy approval requirements. It may take many months until a lender approves you for your own credit card. Hard and fast means applying for as many of those easier cards with low approval requirements as possible. The idea is that you're playing the numbers. Because some lender out there is eager to give someone starting out a very low limit and less favorable interest rates. Not that this matters if you know how to manage credit accounts like these. See my video on credit utilization for information on how to handle credit cards with very low limits and how they can still be a valuable tool in building your credit portfolio.
I recall the new credit factor had a minor impact of 10% on credit scores and wasn't too worried about it at first, given my high score. But it sounds like I have to let things cool off for a while. That 24-month part when applying for a mortgage is good to know. I guess I'll have to get familiar with some lenders' additional requirements beyond having a great score the next time I apply, because it turns out some are more stingy than others, especially when it comes to receiving a nice sign-up bonus. I always thought an 800 score was like a magic wand I could wave to get lenders to bend at my will. So much for that idea.
Great scores get denied all the time now, especially if you're engaged in credit card churning. You can still sign up for many credit cards, but the ones with nicer rewards will be harder to get no matter what your score. Having more cash in asset accounts like investments, savings, money market, or even a checking account will help. The point of this video is to emphasize you can still be denied no matter how great the score. The focus here has been on the new credit factor and how it may seem insignificant, but it can be the deciding factor in whether you're approved. More videos covering specific details on lenders' unwritten rules around approvals will be available on the Screaming Lincoln's channel. Were you recently denied and had a great score? If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments anytime. What are you waiting for? Hit it, Steve.
Wow.